Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 618th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to see straight away, you'll see this is fought on a custom map, and it's got the potential to be a really great battle. It's a short midweek battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto, the host of this battle. Now, Crypto's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason that's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient, and that's why so many people bring this Roman army for 31k. So it'll be interesting to see how he does with that army. Our next teammate is RTW player Duke Luke. Now, Duke Luke has got 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, so just 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. He's just got gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Okay, as I say, for 10 infantry there, that's not a lot for the modern day battlefield. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and we see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his Praetorian cavalry. As we know, his cavalry does well with just gold shield, gold attack, but you put 2 experience stripes on them, it makes them kind of like super cavalry. So that's a pretty good army there, but as I say, just 10 infantry, is that enough for the modern battlefield, 31k battlefield? I guess we just have to wait and see. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought his very old Carthage army of 15 Sacred Band Spearmen, 2 Balearic Slingers, and 3 Cavalry. Okay, so 15 Spears, 2 Balearic Slingers, and 3 Cavalry. Just to show you my cavalry here, you'll see that it's Sacred Band Heavy Cavalry, but I've only got 3 upgrades on, and that's gold attack. Now, these are what I call my sniper units. What I mean by that is they're not upgraded enough to fight enemy head-on, but what I do, I use them around the battlefield to hit archers or smash into the rear of tired enemy, engaged enemy troops and things like that. So like that's why I call them kind of my sniper units there. Not upgraded enough for head-on battle, but I can take them around the battlefield and use them hitting other targets. And here is the other team. We have GOTW ROMEX, who has bought the Pontus faction. Now, ROMEX has got 13 pikes, 2 chariot archers and 4 heavy chariots. Okay, let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his battle formation there. You'll see his forward units have got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And then as we go further back in his battle formation, you'll see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Quick look at his chariots. Remember, these got a big attacking specifications. They bring a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, and can be battle winning troops, but they really are a double-edged sword, because if they run amok, they kill both friend and foe alike, and therefore become a menace to both friend and foe alike. So they really are a double-edged sword when you bring heavy chariots there. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how well ROMEX does with his Pontus army. Some people refer to Pontus as a lesser 31k faction. We'll just have to see. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Demon. Now, Demon has got 13 infantry, 2 archers, and 5 cavalry. Just look at that old-fashioned battle formation there. Okay, now as I say, that pilot shield formation on the front of his main battle formation there is very old-fashioned. Can you see that unit sticking out there? Now that attracts enemy pilot fire, from their pilot shield units, leaving the other 2 units there pretty well untouched. Okay, so it's a pretty useful battle formation there. That pilot shield unit's quite good. Try it and see what you think. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, I've got a feeling his infantry is usually well upgraded as well. Let's just quick look at his infantry, and there you go. Can you see his infantry got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So I think all his infantry there, if you look carefully, you'll see they've all got gold shield, gold attack. So I think his 10 infantry there at the rear of his battle formation all got gold shield, gold attack, and a stripe on. So that's some well upgraded infantry there. It'll be interesting to see how well that army does during the course of the battle. Okay, their last teammate is Brotherhood member AURELIUS, who's bought the Greek Cities faction. Now, AURELIUS has got 13 infantry, 5 archers, 1 peasant unit, and 1 armoured cavalry general unit there. If you notice here, can you see he's got armoured hoplites as his pilot shield unit in front of his main Spartan battle formation. And there you can see the Spartans behind with their excellent specifications. And if you noticed here, you'll see that he's got mixed missiles here. You can see he's got slingers and he's got the short range cheap archers as well. Okay, so he's got 3 cheap short range archers, 2 slingers there, and there you go. Very rare to see this. A Greek city's armoured cavalry general. You don't see that very often. Be interested to see how he uses that general unit there. So I think their team is very diverse for 3v3. You've got ROMEX there with Pontus. You've got Demon there with Rome, and of course you've got AURELIUS with Greek cities. Let's say he's got potential to be a really intense battle. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see our team is formed up there. And there's the enemy team opposite us across the battlefield there. They formed up as well. But I just want to show you where I keep my cavalry. You know, as I say, this cavalry is not upgraded enough to fight enemy head on. So I keep my cavalry at the rear of our team there. And what I tend to do during the course of the battle, I'll slowly move cavalry around the flank in a wide arc, around one flank or the other, to get in behind the enemy troops with my cavalry. As I say, these are like kind of my sniper units, and I kind of snipe off enemy archer units, or I can get in behind tired enemy troops and smash into the rear of them. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you can see AURELIUS here using his fast moving armoured cavalry general really well here. You're going to smash into my slingers like bang as he charges in there. Really aggressive use of that fast moving armoured cavalry general there. I thought that was a nice example of what you can do with that. Let's straight back in again. Look, he's going to pull out. Level's going to look for the archers again, but he can see that our cavalry are heading in towards him, so he's decided to pull that fast-moving armoured cavalry general back. But I just thought that was a nice little aggressive move there by AURELIUS using that fast-moving unit. And there you can see ROMEX there with his one of his chariot archers there shooting into the flank of Crypto's SBQR infantry there. But as I say, I thought it was a nice little lightning strike there by AURELIUS using his fast-moving cavalry general. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So if you notice here, can you see that Duke Luke here has moved from our right flank over to our left flank there? Okay, so obviously there must be a tactical reason for that, and you can see that Crypto's moving towards the enemy troops very aggressively there. There's that peasant union that AURELIUS uses so well to try and attract enemy missile fire onto it. Trying to get us to waste our missiles on that peasant unit there. He's very good with that peasant unit. If you notice, in a lot of battles he brings a peasant unit to do the same, and he plays it very well. And once again here you can see a chariot archer unit there shooting into Duke Luke's infantry as it's moving forward. So as I say, when units move and they get hit by archer fire, they seem to suffer more casualties there. But you can see, as I say, Duke Luke has switched flanks now, and he's come over from the right flank to our left flank there. As I say, there must be a tactical reason for that here, and you can see I've brought my cavalry over now to help chase off that armoured cavalry general there away from our missile troops. There, as I say, that cavalry, those cavalry units of mine are very useful around the battlefield, but as I say, they're not really upgraded enough to fight enemy head on. So as I say, I use them as my sniper unit there. As you can see here, you can see our allies, Crypto's SBQR Roman army moving forward. Pause the game for a second there, and you can see my Carthage army here. Now the team decided, I say, which do you want me to fight, Greek cities or Pontus, and they said they want me to fight Greek cities. So that's the army I'm going for. I'm going to try and take on Greek cities with my Carthaginians. Okay, so just give you a heads up on that. I obviously don't want to fight Greek cities and Pontus together, but as I say, I said to the team, which you want me to fight, and they said, well, they prefer me to fight Greek cities there, so that's what I'm heading for. As I say, over on our left flank here, you can see that Duke Luke has really gone out wide here on this left flank in action here against the enemy team there. So as I say, he's out wide there, but you must be aware of those enemy chariots, heavy chariots there. And you can see Crypto's got his cavalry in behind Duke Luke's army there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here on this left flank, because as I say, it looks like Duke Luke's ready to attack there. Now it looks to me here that you can see that Crypto is advancing forward here towards the enemy. Now he's moving towards the Greek cities. Now what he may want to do here is throw some pilers into those Greek city forward units there, try and weaken them a little bit for my Carthaginians for when we get into hand-to-hand fighting. And that might be a tactic there, because as I say, he doesn't want to fight those Greek cities head on if he can possibly help it. If you notice here, I've moved a couple of my slinger units forward here to target ROMEX's chariot archers. Remember that slingers really do well against chariot archers, where foot archers just don't seem to be able to kind of cut it against chariot archers there, or horse archers. But as I say, slingers can well do that, and that's why I brought them over there, backed up by my cavalry, just in case they were attacked there. Right, here you can see, now this is the tactic that the enemy wants to chase here, and that is AURELIUS with his Greek cities wants to hit one of my Roman allies. He knows that fighting Spartans head on against Romans, the Spartans are going to win here, and that's what he wants to do. Okay, so it wouldn't surprise me if their Pontus ally here, as part of the team plan, is to pin and hold my Carthaginian army for as long as it can. Yes, Carthage punches above its weight against 121 man units, but it takes a long time to do much damage against them. And of course that would then free up time for the enemy Greek cities army to attack my Roman allies there. Okay, so that's what I think the enemy team plan is there. As you can see here, the Greek cities General AURELIUS really wants to engage our Roman ally. You can see him really going forward there towards Crypto's army. And as I say, you can see the Pontus, the long pikes of Pontus there coming forward. As I say, that probably is the enemy team plan there, is to pin and hold my Carthaginians with Pontus, freeing up the Greek cities army there to go after my Roman allies. Okay, so we need to be aware of that. I think that'd be a good tactical move for the enemy team to try that. So as I say, I remember when we were playing this battle, it was very it's very sure that was what the enemy team was going to do by the disposition of the enemy armies there. Now, as you can see here, Crypto still wanting to be very aggressive. Let's see how he's moving now towards Demons infantry there around the flank of the enemy Greek cities and Pontus, but he needs to be careful, because as I say, the Greek cities general could all of a sudden switch his army over to that our allies SBQR troops there, and that's exactly what the enemy team would want to do. Okay, so here you can see the enemy team plan unfolding here, and what I mean by that is you can see Pontus here, the big 121 man long pikeman there, moving towards my Carthaginians to pin and hold my Carthaginians there. Okay, can you see the way that he's moving forward, while the Greek cities ally runs straight over towards my Roman ally, my Roman SBQR ally Crypto there. Okay, so that, as you can see, is the team plan there. And as I say, if you just look at the disposition of the Greek cities army and the Pontus army, you can see that's what they're planning there. Okay, so as I say, Pontus there with their long pikes moving towards my Carthaginians, wanting to hold and pin me there. You can see that's the battle plan of the enemy team. And notice that the Greek cities general AURELIUS is taking his Spartans over towards our allies' Roman armies there. Okay, so as I say, it's, you can see the enemy battle plan is clear for all to see there. And as I say there, you can see him really moving that Greek cities army towards our SBQR ally Crypto. Okay, so it's a nice tactical move there, I think, by the enemy team. But you can see that my Carthaginian army here, I'm not going to stand and fight Pontus, because I can see what the plan is. I'm taking my Carthaginians over towards my allies to, if possible, take on the Greek cities there. But whether the Greek city general will want to engage my Carthaginians, we'll just have to wait and see. And if you notice there, you see he's pulling his Greek cities back there. You can see, look how Crypto's positioned his SBQR troops there against Demons Scipio troops there. Now this is nice over here. Look. You can see that Duke Luke's got his cavalry and infantry there, and you can see Crypto bringing his cavalry in here into the rear of Demons cavalry. Right, this is great here. Okay, they've cut Demons cavalry off from his infantry there, and now you'll see Crypto's cavalry charge into the rear of Demons cavalry there, and bang! And now we've got a Demon sandwich. Okay, you can see all of Duke Luke's infantry and cavalry smashing into Demons' well upgraded cavalry there, and then you've got Crypto's SBQR cavalry coming in from the rear, and as I say, it's a Demon sandwich there with that Scipio cavalry in between the two sides there. Okay, but here you can see once again AURELIUS with his Greek cities there moving in towards our SBQR ally there. And you can see that I'm running my Carthaginians over here to try and counter that move by Greek cities there, and try and get my Carthaginians to fight the Greek cities. But obviously I don't want to get involved with Pontus and Greek cities. That would be one of the worst things that I could possibly do there. But as you can see here, I'm going to crash into the flank of the Greek cities there. Okay, so as I say, I'm going to try and stop the Greek cities from attacking my Roman allies. You can see I'm crunching into the side of the Spartans there, but just look at Pontus. pushing in on me as well. Can you see that he's upped pikes? A couple of his units he's up pikes. Okay, let's pause the game for a second here. Just want to show you, can you see here that one of ROMEX's heavy chariots has run amok? You know, we were talking about chariots running amok earlier, and they seem to be stronger in amok mode than normal mode. And look, if you notice here, ROMEX's chariot that's run amok is killing his own Scipii allies' infantry there. Can you see that? Can you see him being thrown up in the air and killed there? You see there's one of the Scipii units that upside down in front of the chariots there. So that's what ROMEX's run amok chariots doing to his Scipii ally. That's why they are a double-edged sword. But over here, I think Demon's cavalry is holding extremely well, as I say, against all of Duke Luke's infantry and cavalry, and our SBQR cavalry there as well. And as I say here, you can see over on the other side there, you'll see that I think Duke Luke has moved his archers very well there, to shoot into the flank of enemy pikemen there. That's a nice little tactical move there. But you might like to notice also that I've moved my slingers. Remember, they were right round the back of my infantry, and I've brought them round on a wide arc there, both my slinger units now, to shoot into the back of enemy units there. Okay, so I moved them around there. Plus, if you notice, remember where my cavalry was way behind all our infantry. If you notice, I've now got my cavalry in behind the enemy team as well. I did a wide arc all the way around the enemy team there, and I've now got my cavalry, as I say, my sniper units, as I call them, because I do tend to try and snipe off enemy units with that cavalry once I get them in behind the enemy team there. Okay, I came around on a very wide arc to get in behind them there. And so I've got my cavalry and slingers in behind the enemy team here. But I think what's really important here is that it looks to me like the Pontus general there, if you notice, he's upped pikes to run in quickly to attack the flank of my attacking Carthaginians there. Okay, now you can see there as I'm moving forward with some of my units there into the Spartans there. I've also fighting Pontus and Spartans. As I say, that's the worst of both worlds there, if you like, of fighting Pontus and the Spartans there. Okay, that's something that I didn't really want to do. Here, let's just pause the game for a second. Now, if you noticed here, I'm pushing into the Spartans with the majority of my Carthaginians here. But see these three units here, I'm kind of throwing them under the bus. And what I mean by that is they're my sacrificial units there, trying to hold up Pontus units here to stop them coming in behind my engaged spearmen. Okay, so as I say, those three units I've kind of thrown under the bus there, they're there as sacrificial units just to hold up Pontus as long as they can, and allowing my main units there, the main part of my army, to move in on the Spartans there. Okay, so that's why I'm putting those three units out there. Okay, now it's very difficult for Crypto here because he can see I'm being attacked by two armies, but what does he do? Okay, in his position, what would you do here? Because if he throws units forward against the Spartans, head on against the Spartans, he knows he's going to lose his Roman units, so he doesn't really want to do that. Okay, if he throws units head on against Pontus, against those long pikes of Pontus, the chances are he's going to lose units there as well. So what does Crypto do here to try and help me? It's difficult to say. He could look to take maybe a couple of units around the flank there, maybe, to get in behind the engaged Pontus pikemen, but then you can see ROMEX has got units behind his main battle formation there that could counter any flanking attack on his units. So as I say, it's very difficult for Crypto here to be able to help me in that particular situation. He sent units over to help Duke Luke against Demon over on our left flank there. As I say, very good teamwork there. You can see some of Crypto's cavalry there has now been routed there, I think, but he's sending units over to help against Demon there. Remember, Demon's army has got an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack, so those infantry of Demon is going to be difficult to kill. So there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. Be interesting to see what Crypto can do to try and help me as I'm fighting kind of two armies at the moment. But as I say, the bulk of my Carthaginians, you'll see I'm taking forward into the Greek city Spartans. Remember, those Spartans got 2 hit points and excellent specifications, excellent morale. Okay, But you can see here that ROMEX is looking to move some of his pike units to me over to the other flank there to try and help Demon against Duke Luke and elements of Crypto's army there. Okay, so that might free up that flank for Crypto to get some units in round that flank now. You see what I mean? He might be able to get units round there to get in behind those fighting Pontus units if ROMEX moves those units over to the other flank. As I say, if you notice there, my cavalry, as I say, those cavalry units, I know it sounds strange, but I class them as my sniper units because I tend to snipe off units. And if you notice there, I'm coming in behind the enemy team. I'm going to target their massive archers and slingers there. And you can see my cavalry coming in there and bang as they smash in to those archer units there. And what I'm going to do now is take out the archer units and slinger units there. And I've got my cavalry well in behind the enemy team there to look for best places to hit. Here you can see Crypto now taking 2 SPQR units around the flank of those fighting Pontus units. You can see there, as I say, my 3 kind of sacrificial units there holding up Pontus, stopping them getting behind my engaged Carthaginians as I push the bulk of my troops into the Spartans there. Okay, but as I say, it's a nice move there by Crypto to take a couple of units around the flank of those Pontus pikemen there just to get in behind them, of course, attack the weakest part of them there. You can see him charging a unit in there. But those 3 spear units I put out there are sacrificial kind of units there. They're starting to wear down quite quickly. Right, let's just pause the game for a second. So, over here on the left-hand side, you can see Demon has actually fought through Luke's army there. Can you see he's actually come out the other side of Luke's army, but he is now being attacked on his flank by SPQR units of Crypto. But you can see that the Pontus generals brought reinforcements over to help Demon here, coming in the rear of SPQR units there, and you've got Duke Luke's army attacking on the other side of him there with cavalry and infantry there. Okay, so our left flank is up in the air a little bit, I think there. But here in the centre you can see the ROMEX has turned a couple of his Pontus units in there to attack the flank of our troops. I think Crypto's doing what he can with his SPQR troops against the enemy troops there, so well done to him. But as I say here, remember the long pikes of Pontus there can kill a lot of men before you even can fight your way down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. So it's always a challenge against Pontus there. But as I say, well done to Crypto. Good tactical move there, getting infantry units around the flank and behind the Pontus units there. As we know, Pontus morale is not very good, so if you can get a few units routing, you might get a chain route going there. But as I say, you can see I'm pushing the bulk of my infantry into those Greek cities. Now Crypto's now decided to attack the flank of those Spartans, because those Spartans have turned to face my Carthaginians. Look, so the flank is facing Crypto's army, and he can send his SPQR troops in. And over on the other flank there, you can see he's really pushing in on those Pontus pikemen. But as I say, my Carthaginians here are still pushing further and harder into those Greek cities with Crypto's SPQR troops attacking the flank and rear of those Greek city units there. Okay, those sacrificial units I've put round there, there's only 2 of them left. The other one's been taken out, and they're extremely weak units now, but they did their job. They held up the Pontus pikemen from coming in behind me. Right, you can see my cavalry coming in there and bang! I smash into those engaged Spartan units there with my cavalry. Once again, let's sniping into the rear of engaged enemy troops there. As you can see, that's what I'm doing with my my cavalry there. But as I say, it's a big scrap going on. And over on our left flank here, as I say, remember the enemy are the blue Scipii, my allies are, and of course Pontus, my allies are the green Brutii and the purple SPQR troops. Okay, so as I say, the enemy are the blue and Pontus there. You can see Duke Luke charges cavalry in again, and bang, as he charges it in there. What he's been doing, he's been charging his cavalry in there, getting the full cavalry charge bonus, pulling them back out, charge them in again. You can see he routed a lot of tired enemy Scipii troops there. As I say, we've managed to take out most of the Spartan units there with my Carthaginians and a combination of SPQR allies there of Cryptos. Over here you can see I've got a couple of very battle damaged Carthage units, and this is what I wanted to show you. Look at the difference in the length of pike. Look at the length of those Pontus pikes in comparison to the short spears of my Carthaginians. Look how short the spears are of my Carthaginians in comparison to the massive length of those Pontus pikes there. And that's why it makes it so difficult to fight down these pikes to kill the man on the other end, because those pikes are so long and they're killing your men so much before you can even get down to kill theirs. So that's a big challenge there, fighting down those long pikes. Now here you can see Aurelius using his armoured cavalry general extremely well there. It wouldn't surprise me if he smashed into the rear of my engaged Carthaginians there, and bang, as he charges in there. A nice hit there by Aurelius there with his Carthaginian armoured general there. That was a nice hit. Very aggressive use of that armoured cavalry general. I notice he's been using that well all over the battlefield there. So really well done to him there. As I say, here it looks like we've taken out most of the Spartan units now and moving some units down towards those Pontus pikemen there, as you can see. Right, pause the game again. Once again, as I say, look for Roman troops. Look how he's trying to fight down. See how Crypto's trying to fight his SBQR troops down the long pikes of those Pontus pikemen. Very difficult for a Roman general. Look at the dead Roman troops that have been killed before they even get into killing range of those Pontus pikemen. Over here on our left flank, you can see it's a real scrap here between Duke Luke's Brutii troops, some SBQR troops of Crypto against the enemy Scipii and Pontus pikemen there on our left flank. Okay, now at the back here you can see once again my sniping cavalry. I haven't got a lot of them left, but I think I've used them quite well here. I'm going to smash into the back of that engaged Pontus pike unit there. Now I haven't got a lot of cavalry left here, so the impact's probably not going to rout them quickly, but here comes my cavalry unit. Get ready for this, and bang, a smash in there. And here's a Crypto's cavalry unit going there as well, and bang, as he smashes in there as well. Plus I'm pushing forward with my Carthaginians there, so I'm hoping we'll rout that Pontus unit, which I think we've done there. But meanwhile over here, you can see the Pontus pikemen pushing in on my SBQR units there, and some of my Carthage units there. Plus you've got that chariot unit. I think that's a archer chariot unit that ROMEX has alt attacked and has charged in there. But that's just routed there on impact with our enemy Brutii, with our allies Brutii infantry there. Okay, so at this stage of the battle, I think it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there, as the last of those Pontus units are routed. But just to show, this is only a 3v3 battle, but look at the intensity of the fighting here from one flank to the other. So here on the right flank here, where we were taking on Pontus there with our SBQR ally there and my Carthaginians there, so you can see just the intensity of this particular flank there. Look at the dead there. You can see a lot of Pontus pikemen, a lot of SBQR troops, a lot of Carthaginian troops. Then as we move further along, look at the red cloaked Spartans. We say you can always see the red cloaked Spartans dead on the battlefield there. You can see them, big piles of Spartans dead there, as well as Carthaginian dead. And then as we move further across the battlefield here, over to the other flank there, the left flank, look how intense the fighting was over here. And don't forget, this was Duke Luke, Crypto, Demon and ROMEX here had the units involved on this particular flank, and you can just see the piles of dead there. So it just goes to show, as I say, it's only a 3v3, but look how intense the fighting is. Look at this massive cavalry dead here as we move across the battlefield there. So as you say, only a 3v3, but a very intense 3v3 just by looking at the piles of dead there. I think the only enemy unit left is the Greek city's general, the Roman general there, I think. And there he goes, bang, as he charges into that Brutii unit there. That was a nice impact there. I say Aurelius has been using this armoured cavalry general extremely well. Did you see that green Brutii unit glow then? That unit's just got a battlefield promotion. Remember, when a unit does really well in battle, okay, it gets a battlefield promotion. It glows, get a battlefield promotion. They got experience struck there. Right, can you see? I'm going to actually charge my battle damaged, low upgraded cavalry into this armoured cavalry general, and bang, as we charge in there. Make no mistake, that armoured cavalry general will kill my Carthaginians there, as my Carthaginians say, they're not really upgraded for fighting head-on enemy troops, but I threw them in there anyway because we've kind of, I think we've basically won the battle there, and it goes my allies bought a Brutii infantry unit in there as well, and my guess is that armoured cavalry general will rout pretty soon, and there you go. And I think that's, I think that'll be the end of the end of the battle there. You can tell by the units that we've got left how much of a grinding down battle this was. Okay, first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. I thought everybody played well in this this battle, and I was very surprised to see average. I was expecting to see a close victory. I don't know what you guys thought. We must have just edged into average. Highest kills in the game goes to my old Carthaginian army, 1,767 kills. I suppose that's not too bad really there, but I'd just like to show GOTW ROMEX. It's Pontus, some people class as a lesser 31k faction. Look, second highest kills in the game. So really well done to GOTW ROMEX there, using Pontus. As I say, some people refer to Pontus as a lesser 31k faction there. So, as I say, really well done to him. Played Pontus extremely well and showed how tough it can be. Well done to Demon there with his well-upgraded infantry. Got some good kills there. Well done to him. And well done to Aurelius. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to with Greek cities there, but he still played well. So, really well played, guys. As I say, that Carthaginian army of mine did well. You know, I thought it did quite good there, really. Not too bad. Well done to Brother Member Crypto. Great support all over the battlefield. Good kills too. Well done to him. And well done to Duke Luke. Got some good kills too over on that left flank. Played really well. So really well played, as I say, to everybody in the game there. A quick look at the statistics of my Carthage army there. Well, spears did okay. Not brilliant. But look at that cavalry. Now, bearing in mind I've only got gold attack on that cavalry. Look at the kills that the cavalry got. But then, look at the Balearic slinger kills. Oh my gosh. So that the cavalry, the less well upgraded cavalry, and the Balearic slingers did really well kill wise. Just look at that. I think that's you know, that's pretty good. So if you bring a Carthage army, don't forget the cavalry and the slingers. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this battle. Please leave us a thumbs up, or please leave us a comment. It's always nice to read your thoughts on our battles. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday, and bye for now.